Okay, so you're back. You need some more information because you don't know how to change the options of a cell. So if you have a look at these are just numbers at the moment. So if I, well, almost. So if I highlight this and I go onto here, I can change those to be a currency like rand or dollars. Now what if I want a little bit more than that? Well, what I can do is I can just right click and go to format cells. And then on my format cells, I'm looking at the number category. You can do a whole bunch of stuff on here, changing alignments, fonts, and all that stuff. So you can experiment with that. That's all to do with the look of it, but the number stuff is to do with, well, kind of the look, but more specifically, these special formats. So for example, if we wanted a currency and we wanted the currency to be something different, maybe we want it to be Chinese yen. Okay, there we have those all in RMB. So that's converted that and just put that symbol. It's really actually just part of the look. I mean, if you see the actual content of that cell is over here, that's still the number 80, but it just looks like it has this symbol on it. That's kind of important to know because if I was to put in here, say I wanted to multiply that by $80, and I put in $80 by typing in the dollar sign and then 80 like this, can you see how that's aligned over on this side over to the left, right? Now look at this. Something else is going on here. So what's up with these two things? Well, let's try and do that multiplication. Let's try and multiply these two 80s together. What's all that about? What about this one? Why don't we try? Can we try and add 99.99 to 100? That. Same problem. So what's going on here? Well, this is a standard Excel error that basically tells you that you're trying to add text to something that is, you're trying to add number to something that is not a number. And in this case, that is not a number, and that is not a number. The reason why that's not a number is because it has a text character in it. So I might as well have tried to add 80 to the word wibble. And as you can see, that also doesn't work. But if I try and add it to the number 80, now it does work. Okay? So, what about this? What's going on there? Because that says 99.99, which is clearly a number. The problem is in this decimal point. Because the way I've got this set up at the moment on my computer with the locale as South Africa, the decimal is not a decimal point like that. It's used to decimals being commas. If I change that, now it's happy. Now, that's important to be aware of because you may find yourself sharing data with people who have their decimal as set as the decimal point. And it's obviously going to cause you big problems. So how do you change that on your computer? File, options, and then this pulls up the options. You go to advanced, and if you look down here, it says I've got it set to use system separators. That's whatever locale you've got it set to. So I'm just going to change that to use the decimal point, and now it likes it as a number. So there you go. So that's how to change something about the look of those numbers by the format cells, and also being aware of what is a number and what may look like a number but actually is only really equivalent to the word wibble. So you should blaze through exercise 2 now. If you haven't already done exercise 1, then have a crack at that before you do, and come back when you get stuck with your if formulas.